So, good evening, my dear internationals who joined today online workshop, which is called Welcome to Vilnius. And today we have for you prepared a lot of information, and by we I mean two organizations, and it is International House Vilnius, and I'm a project manager of International House Vilnius, and also I have my colleagues from Renko Lietuva organization, and who will help you understand all the difficult procedures about the migration and how to register to a hospital. So all the scary things you may have, we will help you to understand. Just really brief and short explanation how else can we help you is for example, International House Vilnius is a public institution, and our goal is to help all the foreigners in Vilnius. And we have two main missions, which is migration and integration of all the foreigners in Vilnius. So for migration, we have gathered under one roof different national agencies like Migration Department, Tax Service, SODRA, which stands for Social Guarantees, to help you have all the services, which is for free, under one roof. And second goal is integration. And by this means International House Vilnius organize events for foreigners as online events, but also offline face-to-face events. Also, we have language courses for Lithuanian language. And we have mentorship program. So a lot of activities to soft land you in Vilnius. And just a small thing to mention that we are a public institution, part of Go Vilnius, and which is an official city development agency, and Invest in Lithuania. So we have two parents. And for Renko Lietuva, which is stands for I Choose Lithuania, if you translate from the Lithuanian to English, and it is a migration information center which has a lot of experience, and it was established in cooperation of their International Organization of Migration and also Government of Republic of Lithuania. And Migration Information Center, Renko Lietuva, also provides information about migration and healthcare, education, and many other things that you may need while just coming and living in Lithuania. For sure, my colleague will tell you more how they could be useful and in what cases you could address your questions to them. So agenda for today is we will have 1.5 hours of intensive workshop, and information we will provide you is divided into some parts. For sure, we have this short introduction of me, which is just for 10 minutes. Then I will give a floor to my colleague from Renko Lietuva, and they will cover more hard topics about also documentation and migration. Then we will have a presentation from International House Vilnius, mostly about Vilnius, how to navigate around it, and all small things you may need. And for sure, we have some time to answer all your questions, which is remaining from your side. Also, yes, we will speak a lot, but it also means that you can communicate with us at the same time. So for this purpose, we have two ways to communicate. First is you can give us the questions, and second, you can just express your opinion or comment, or to communicate with other participants. So check your Zoom buttons. Down below, you will have Q&A. So we have already one question. You can type it. And in this section, it means that we will see it for 100% and answer it. And if you, let's say, like, okay, you see that one person has similar question and it also concerns you, I suggest you to like a question, and then we will definitely answer it, because we may have a lot of questions, but maybe not all of them we will have time to answer. And also we will work during the workshop by typing your to answers to your questions. So if you have a questions and you would like to get an answer from us, so please use Q&A. And if you would like to comment on something, please do it in the chat. So like this one, I see that we have a question in the chat. So it is hard for us to track it. Please address it to Q&A section. Thank you. So what we will tell you about just briefly for today is from International House Vilnius. We have these topics, which is transport, shops and shoppings, and job seeking and business, education for your children, but also leisure. And from Brand Course Lietuva side, we also will help you with first steps in between residence permits, declaration of residency, medical insurance and hospitals, and also banking. So now I'm giving the floor to my colleagues who will represent you topics I just announced. And then I'm stopping sharing, and you have your 30 minutes.
Hello. 1 second. As I see, I cannot share the screen.
Now you can. So
Yeah,
all
now
good.
it's okay. Thank you. Yeah, could you please tell me if you see my slides?
Yes, I do. So I hope our participants also can.
Okay, good. I am very happy to see you here, and I hope you're really excited to come to Lithuania. And I think you have really a lot of questions related to migration and any other topics. So I hope my talk will be useful. So as my colleague presented, I will speak about first steps in Lithuania and all the key aspects related to it. So to begin with, shortly, I would like to present my organization, which is Migration Information Center I Choose Lithuania. And also, as my colleague mentioned before, so our center was established in 2015 in cooperation with International Organization for Migration and the government of Lithuania. And it's also important to mention our key activity. So we provide consultations to returning Lithuanian citizens and also coming foreigners regarding different topics. For example, it can be like moving to Lithuania, education, residence permit, healthcare, and so on. So by using the method of single point of contact, we provide these personal consultations. Also, what I would like to mention that according to data published in January 1st, 2022, over 100,000 of foreign citizens were living in Lithuania. And if we speak about percentage, so it's equal to 3.58 population of Lithuania. Also, as I mentioned, that we provide consultations, and foreign citizens really are a big part of our clients. So if you speak about data from 2021, so 44% of all customers were foreign country citizens. Now moving to the key information that you have to know when you think about relocation to Lithuania. So probably you are very curious about first steps, like what you have to take what documents to prepare or who to inform when you are thinking about this process of moving. So if to speak shortly about the key steps that you have to take, so of course, in the first would be to take care of your legal status. So just you should get a residence permit or visa. Then second step would be just inform your country about moving to Lithuania. Then of course, once you are in Lithuania or even before, I suggest you just searching for a place that you can call home in Lithuania. And of course, once you find this place, you will need to register it and become a resident. Then, of course, we suggest you opening a bank account and finally taking care of your health insurance. But now I'm just said these steps very briefly, but later on I will elaborate more on each of these steps. Now what's important is, of course, legal status and these documentations and what you have to know if you prepare to apply for national visa or residence permit. So we can start with national visa. So it's important to remember that a foreigner who holds a national visa or otherwise national visa D may enter to Lithuania and stay in the country for a period of time specified in this visa. So in general, this period may be up to 12 months. And there are two types of these visas. So there are single entry and multi-entry national visas. So if we speak about multi-entry national visa, so usually it is granted for foreigners who arrive to work, study, conduct scientific research, or to engage in legal activity. Now, probably you are curious about the institution and who you would need to contact in order to receive this document. So in this case, you have to apply for national visa abroad. So in other words, you have to contact diplomatic representation of Lithuania. So for example, it can be embassy, it can be consulate or visa center. And if we speak about waiting period, so usually it takes 15 calendar days to issue this document. Now I would like to move to temporary residence permit. And in this case, yeah, it's important to know that it is issued to a foreigner for a period of 1 or 2 years, depending on the basis. And in this case, if you want to apply, so you have to do this in Lithuania while you are legally staying here, and you should contact the branch of Lithuanian Migration Department. And regarding the waiting period, so the starting waiting period is 4 months usually, or it can be 2 months in case you apply via urgent procedure. Also, a very big topic, and I guess it's really important for many of you, is blue card. So blue card, or it is also can be called, just to tell you what it means, so temporary residence permit for highly qualified specialists. And also in the context of EU, so blue card is a permit to legally reside and work in Lithuania, and also to move to another EU country, EU member state to work in a highly skilled job. And also it's important that in Lithuania in general, so blue card is a residence permit. And if you have a higher education diploma or at least 5 years of working experience in that particular field, and your employer in Lithuania undertakes to pay you a salary that is 1.5 times the average monthly salary, so in this case, you can apply for a blue card. And also, if you were paid a salary that is 1.5 or 3 times higher than the average monthly salary, you can apply to the migration department with the request to issue a residence permit and at the same time to submit documents for the employment services, so that they could make a decision on whether your qualification meets the needs of the labor market in Lithuania. Also, to continue more with Blue Card, I would like also to mention that if you receive a salary that exceeds the average monthly salary by at least 3 times, so in this case, you do not need to submit documents to the employment services. And also, it's also important to remember that in this case also your employer would agree to pay you salary that is 1.5 or 3 times higher than the average monthly salary, and also your profession has to be included in the list of shortage professions. And in case about the institution where to apply, so again, as I told before about the migration department, so you should contact the branch of Lithuanian migration department. And also it's important that documents can also be submitted online according to the principle of filling documents in a virtual window. And if we speak about waiting period, so it really depends on the basis and the procedure. So in general, it would be from 15 days to from 2 months. And once you receive this blue card in Lithuania, so it will be valid for 3 years. Now to continue speaking about application for temporary residence permit. So it's important that this application for the permit they can be submitted to the migration department in Lithuania. And first, you must submit application for an issue or, for example, renewal this temporary residence permit through the Lithuanian Migration Information System, otherwise MIGRIS. And upon the submission of your application and after the booking the visit time, you must apply for a temporary residence permit in person within 4 months from the date of submission of the application. And once you go there to migration department, you need to submit your biometric data and original documents. And once you fill this application online, so you can edit it as you need. And as I said, you will need to make a reservation for a visit in the migration department. If we speak about residence permit, also it's really essential to discuss declaration of residence and how to declare it. So I would like to emphasize that you may choose when to declare this residence. So in general, you have two options. One option would be that you could apply in the migration department when applying for a residence permit, or second option, you could apply in the eldership already after collecting this document. So if you select to declare your place of residence in the eldership, so in this case, I really suggest you to be careful with the deadlines because you have to apply and you have to visit this eldership within 1 month from the date when you are issued the residence permit. And also it's important to emphasize that if you have chosen to declare your place of residence in the migration department, in this case, it's no longer necessary to fill in the declaration of residence separately. And of course, just a little reminder, when you declare your place of residence, you must have an identity document and a residence permit with you. Now, of course, I would like to move to healthcare, and I guess it's also a very important topic to you. So to begin with, just a little bit abbreviations. So I would like to mention two. So the first one, once you move here, you may see this VLK, which goes in the National Health Insurance Fund. And second one, the PSD, and it means compulsory health insurance. Now I would like to elaborate more on compulsory health insurance. So, like many other European states, Lithuania has put also in place the compulsory health insurance system, which means that residents of Lithuania are obliged to obtain health insurance coverage. And how to do that? For example, they could pay compulsory health insurance contributions. And once you have this insurance, the state guarantees you free healthcare provision in state and municipal healthcare institutions. Of course, there are some exceptions. For example, if there are private institutions that do not have the agreement with the national health insurance funds. So in this case, you just have to double check if there is such kind of agreement. And also, it's important to know that this year, the amount of PSD contribution is 50 euros 95 cents in 2022. Now it's also important to discuss that you may have different types of documents. Some of you will come to Lithuania with national visa. Some of you will apply for residence permit. Maybe some of you later will be eligible to receive permanent residence permit. So in this case, you may have different access regarding payments. So I would like to speak about that. So let's begin discussing the national visa. So in case you came to study or to work and you have this national visa, so in this case, you are not insured PSD and you are not required to pay PSD fees. And as a result, you cannot receive publicly funded healthcare services. However, if you have temporary residence permit, in this case, you have the right to receive state-funded medical services. Just there are some conditions. For example, maybe you work in Lithuania, maybe you are self-employed, or for example, you have worked in Lithuania for at least 6 months and you are registered as an employed person with the employment service. And finally, last type of document you could have is permanent residence permit. So in this case, you are PSD insured from the very moment of obtaining this permit, and as a result, you are required to pay PSD contributions each month. As I said before, according to the system, all Lithuanian citizens or people who have this type of permit, so they are insured. However, maybe some of you, as I said before, will come with visa to Lithuania, and in this case, you won't be able to be covered by the PSD. So then you may have a question. So in this case, how you need to react in case you need to visit a doctor or maybe some accident happened and you ended up in hospital. So in this case, what can be the solutions? So there are two options. So first options would be you could purchase private health insurance, and there are really many companies in Lithuania. So Ergo, Lietuvos Draudimas, IF, and many more. So I just suggest you just checking their websites or contacting their employees because they have different pricing, different requirements, and in general different plans. So you could check what they suggest and make the most comfortable decision for you, what goes for you best. And of course, another option would be just in case you're not insured and you do not wish to purchase private health insurance. So you could pay for each visit to the doctor on your own. Also, very common questions that I guess you really have. So just once you are in Vilnius and you need to visit doctors, so how to register in medical institutions? So at first, just I will present you the documents. So of course you will need a passport and you will need the residence permit in Lithuania. And also what is really essential that your place of residence must be declared in Lithuania. And to register, what you will need, so there are a few steps. So the first step would be you would need to fill out and sign the application. Then you would need to complete and sign the patient's healthcare form. And finally, you can choose the general practitioner and go and meet him. Another also important topic, I guess it's interesting to you, would be social security. So in the beginning, just I can share with you the main guidelines, the main rules, how social security system works here in Lithuania. So in general, persons who work in Lithuania and pay contributions, so they can apply for social support and benefits. Persons legally residing and working in Lithuania are insured with all types of social insurance. And by paying social insurance contributions for a certain period of time, a person acquires the right to receive the corresponding social insurance benefit. Now, to be more specific, I would like to elaborate more about payments and benefits. So let's say you have a temporary residence permit. So in this case, you could apply for sick pay, for maternity, paternity, and childcare benefits, for unemployment benefits and child benefit. But of course, the requirements differ. So for example, if we speak about maternity, paternity, and childcare benefits, so in this case, entitlements to these benefits extends to those who are insured against sickness and maternity under the social security system, and also who have a record of social security payments for at least 12 months of the previous 24 months. Or for example, if we speak about unemployment benefits, so in this case also, in order to qualify for such type of benefit, you need, actually you are required to have been employed for at least 12 months in the last 30 months prior to registration. And also in what is written in blue, so you can see the responsible institution. So sick pay, maternity, paternity, childcare benefits, and unemployment benefits, everything goes to state social insurance fund. Now, if I switch to permanent residence permit, in this case, as you see, you can see the same benefits, just I added a few more, but in general, but it's important. So these foreigners who have a permanent residence in Lithuania, so they have the same rights as Lithuanian citizens in the field of social security. So what it means is that they can apply for all benefits and services provided both on the basis of contributions and finance from the state and from the municipal budget. So as I see that in this case, it goes not only for like sick pay, unemployment benefits, but also lump sum child benefit that is payable for each newborn child or social allowances. And one more topic that I would like to cover would be finance and in general to speak little about banks and how to open an account. So as a rule, what you need to remember that if you want to open a bank account in Lithuania, so you will need to confirm your ties with Lithuania. So how to do that? So you would need employment contract, documents confirming ownership of real estate in Lithuania, study certificate or something else. But yeah, you will need to prove the ties. And also, if you have a national visa, fees for opening a bank account can reach up to 200,000 euros. However, if you have a residence permit, this fee does not apply. And in general, we suggest you just searching the market, finding out the cost of services in several banks before deciding whether it is more profitable to open a bank account. So you can make a decision in which bank you would like to do it. Also, I would like to share with you some useful links. So in case you have questions related to migration, or as I mentioned before, maybe regarding different types of social security, social allowances, or maybe regarding employment, taxes, health insurance, or private health insurance. So you can see the links here. So you can just check the web pages of these institutions and just find more information. And finally, a little more about us. As I said, we provide consultation regarding migration and different topics. So here you can see our webpage, and we have our webpage also in English, Lithuanian, and Russian. So you can check it out, and in case you have questions to topics I spoke before, so you can really contact us, and we have really a few options how we can help you. So first of all, you can write us on live chat, and we will answer you very fast. Also, you can send us email, you can write us a Facebook message, or also you can call us. As you see, there are numbers calling from Lithuania and calling from abroad, and we'll really try to help you. And finally, we also have possibility to host live consultations. So we do this in International House Vilnius. We go there every Wednesday. So just don't forget to make appointment in advance, and you can meet us, and we will help you to answer your questions. And yeah, that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. And if you, in case you have questions, you can write us in Q&A section.
Thank you a lot, Agni, for your presentation. And yes, we've got even a message that it is a lovely presentation, and I'm really happy that we have those comments, that it's great presentation, so big sense. Again, I would like to emphasize that Friend Consulate is a public institution. All the services are for free, all the consultations, so please do not hesitate to ask for help. And now I invite you to second presentation, and I'm in charge on it. So let me just share it. I really hope that you could see it.
Yes, we can see.
Perfect. My presentation also includes topics regarding transportation, how to register your car, how to start a business, how to work, and more some topics like shopping in Vilnius, because sometimes we need an advice and information about Vilnius overall. So my topic is introducing Vilnius, and I would like to start with a sentence that Vilnius is a city where north meets south and east meets west. So it means that in Vilnius you can meet a lot of people from European Union, but also from Asia, from Middle East, from Africa, from all corners of the globe. And it's really nice that it became really multinational recently. And International House Vilnius has the aim to help you all. Um, what else about the Vilnius? That it is really developing city, and this year it also won 7 awards in election of the European cities, and also Vilnius is #1 in fintech, which is really nice for those who working in the field. And actually, Vilnius is more than 500,000 inhabitants. It is young, growing, and population is also really young, so it's never gets boring in here. And if you have any crazy idea for your business, it is also welcoming. And in general, it is really nice the number of foreigners increasing in Vilnius. So what else? It is a really blooming city, and I have here nice information for you that Vilnius is more than approximately 70% of greenery. So everywhere you go, you can see forests, parks, squares, and a lot of green colors. And it also impacts the living conditions and air and water. So in Vilnius, it is the cleanest air comparing to other European cities, and also drinkable water from underground. So it means that when you came here, you can just drink your water from a tap. So small thing, but important. And now let's move to a transport. And I have here below a sentence that Vilnius fits your fit. And it is true, because actually Vilnius city center is not that big, but it is still a UNESCO heritage. And there are plenty of things to explore in a city. And one of the ways to do it, just using your feet. And here I also would like to recommend you visit a website, Walkable Vilnius, and to check different roads around Vilnius, how to discover city better if you would like to walk alone or with a family, with your child, your loved one. You will have the recordings and the presentation. So please go and check the roads and ways to discover the city. But if you are lazy ones, or you would like to navigate the city really fast, so let me introduce you the public transportation in Vilnius and how to approach it. So we have for sure traditional ways to buy tickets by cash, but most convenient is 2 ways I have on my slide, which is first to buy Vilniečio kortelė, which is a Vilnius card, and second is to download the application for public transport. So Vilniečio kortelė, you can buy it and refill it in these shops you can see in my right corner, or also Lietuvos paštas, what it stands for, Lithuanian Post. And for applications, you can just get it on your Google Play or App Store, and just small things to mention that if you're right now somewhere sitting far away from Lithuania and you put to Google Play or App Store these applications, maybe it will not show you. Because the region should be Lithuania. So when you move here, you will definitely have it. And it is easy to buy a ticket for one-time usage or for 1 month, and to use it for all transportation. So if you're a student, you will get a lot of discounts. So for public transportation, including, and for public transportation for students, for 1 month, you can pay €6. And for regular ticket for 1 month, for all public transportation, it costs €30. So it's not that expensive. So still, if you would like to explore the city and to check it around, please use shared vehicles. It is also not that much expensive, and there are plenty of opportunities to explore the city. And actually, there are scooters and bikes and motorcycles. So what you need to do is just to know the names and to go to your Google Play or App Store, download it, and then I really hope that you know how to use it. While you download the application, you see the map and you see a scooter, let's say, on your map. You just press on it, scan a QR code you will see on a vehicle, and then you start your ride, and then you ride. And while you decided that it's done for you, so you finish your ride and you just leave it. So really easy one. And another options, if it's rainy like today in Vilnius and you would like to navigate the city by using a car, so good news for you, because Vilnius is famous by its really nice car sharings, and there are two of them, which is CTB and second is Spark. So CTB is cool because even if you have your driver license for like 1 month, it is still actually acceptable for you, because you just put your driver license to the system, even if you're not non-EU citizens. But if you see it's lagging, please write to the support, because sometimes non-EU driver license would take longer to verify. But still, you can drive, and again, you can get an application, and you see the car, and then you see the price per minute. You just take it and drive it. Nor any deposits or obligations needed. And a second application, second service is the Spark. It is the same logic as CDB, but it's only electric cars. So it is a bit more cheap, but you need to have at least 2 years of your driver license to drive it. So, and if you have your own car, so let's say you came with your own car. So if you are here on a temporary basis, so you can drive your car if it's registered in European Union for 0 days during a calendar day. For non-EU, it's 90 days. And recent exceptions for Ukrainian cars, it can be more than 90 days without registration. But if you are staying in Lithuania for a permanent basis, and you need to register your car. So for this purpose, there's Regitra organization. It is also a public institution, and it is your best contact if you would like to register a car or change your driver license. So please remember the name if you're a car owner. And to register a car, you may need for sure your identity document, but also your temporary residence permit, and for permanent residence permit, and also declaration of your residency. And for sure, vehicle registration certificate. For non-EU cars, it is also needed to have technical inspections. And in here, I have a website where you should go and ask for it. But for sure, you also can call to Regitra and ask them. So what regarding driver license, if you have a temporary staying, if you have your driver license from European Union country, so you can just drive your car in Lithuania and for temporary stay. And for non-European Union, you also can drive, but your driver license should comply with international conventions. So it means that, let's say, your country is not in the list of those conventions. You just can Google search it, but most countries are. You just need to obtain your international driver license. It is not that hard to do. You just need to apply in your country, and it usually takes some days to have for you just international driver license. and you can drive in Lithuania. So, and if it's a permanent residency and you are staying here for some long time, for sure you need to exchange your driving license. And actually, if you are from European Union or EEA countries, so it can be exchanged before, like without any additional checks. But you still need to provide your medical certificate. So it's the same certificate as you had while also passing your exams in your country for driving license. So you also could ask Regitra where to do it best because they have a context. So, and if you a person, a citizen outside the European Union, so then you need to pass a theoretical and practical exams at Regitra. And so in Regitra branches, you can do it in English or in Russian language. So do not worry, it's not that you must learn Lithuanian and to pass it. So you also, there are some exceptions that you do not need to have the exams if you're from those countries and you like for those categories. So let's move on. And also, if you have a, let's say, situation that your driver license expired and you still would like to exchange it and you do not want to go to your country, so you could do it. You can do it in Lithuania within 1 year after arriving. And for sure, if you have more question, you should address it to Regitra, just Google official website, or you will have it from my slides that I will send you and drive here. So, and last for transportation is regarding parking, just short one, that there's 4 parking zones in Vilnius, and for sure the most expensive one is the city center, and then you can see the red, yellow, and green zones. And on the signs outside on the street, you can also see what zones it is. And if you would like to check more pricing and to know more about it, so you can also download application and parking. So and now I would like to move on to groceries because I do know that we have a lot of people registered who just about to come here and have never visited Vilnius before. So this is the main groceries you will see in Lithuania. And regarding food deliveries, there's also some options. If you would like to have your food delivery from grocery shops, we could use Barbara LT and Barbora LT and Last Mile LT. So you also can download the application and use it, but also you can use the website. The same frequently used is the Bolt Food and Bolt Food for food delivery from cafes and restaurants. So also I collected some information about shops in Lithuania and which can be as an online shopping, but also shops with the physical stores. So for all categories, you can see Pigalty. For electronics, you also have some hints for home supplies, shoes and clothing, pharmacy, and also we sell from People website. But be careful with that one because it is not an official shop, but resale from people. And please be careful whom you sending your money and what you are buying. So it is only your responsibilities for that. But all the shops you have here, it is an official shops. You can use it for sure. Also, for those who will just arrive here soon, there are a lot of malls in the city, and on the slide you can see some of them. For sure, you will have the slide, so you could Google it, just to put it in Google Maps and to see where it is. The biggest one is Acropolis. So most probably you will find everything you may need in that mall. So, and now important topic is regarding job seeking. And here on the slide, I have just some logos on a website where you can find it. And most probably, if you are a highly qualified specialist, the best sources for you would be Work in Lithuania and LinkedIn. and also CV bonus. So if you're looking for any kind of job, for sure you could search other sources as well, and to try your luck. Also, if you would like to know more about how to get a permit to work if you need it, and how to be in a list for jobs, you also can register to employment service. And now you also can see the context for their website, and also you can call them to register and understand what jobs they can suggest you. For sure, International House Vilnius, we are working, hardly to present you all the information about a job search in Lithuania. So that's why we are organizing some workshops and also events. So recently we had an event about job interviews in Lithuania. So I encourage you to check our YouTube. I will upload today this very video. So you should know more about how to pass a job interview in Lithuania. And we're also preparing all about the legal perspective of employment in Lithuania. So it is a reason to stay tuned and to subscribe to our social networks. So also a really important question, and it is a huge topic. And just to tell you a small secret that at the moment I am preparing the video guideline for you how to start the business in Lithuania, and with all the peculiarities. But if you would like just to understand where to start, you need to know where to ask for help. And for this reason, I prepared for you this small slide, one slide, which represents most institution where you can get your help. It is an Enterprise Lithuania, Innovation Agency, Invest Lithuania, and Startup Lithuania. So I also would like you to check the link on the website with a guideline from those institutions about steps for a business registration in Lithuania. But if it is like just a freelancer for you, or you have your services at home, what means I don't know, you have your beauty services at home, or you're just a freelancer who's doing your work from home and work abroad, let's say. So you could just open your individual activity. And for this, for sure, you do not need to take all the steps to business planning and development, but you can just open your individual activity, and you could do it in BMI, which is a tax service. And we also have this service in the International House Vilnius. We will show you how to register. You could go and open individual activity, just pay small percentage from your income annually, and also each week pay for social guarantees 52 euros. It is the price for this time, 52 euros per month. You're paying to get all the social guarantees and hospital to be covered from that money. So now I would like to move to education for kids, another big topic. And mostly there is a few things to say. If you would like to register your kid to kindergarten or school, you need to do it via city municipality. So on this slide, you could see their context where you could address your request. So just to write a message that I have this and this legal status, so I have a visa or residency, and I have a child, and I would like to register him or her to some kindergarten school, and also to help you to understand, what school and what kindergarten. I have here, and you will get it. You will get a recording and a presentation. And for those who are watching this on from past to future, who will watch it in a recording, you will also have a presentation. It will be in a comment section. of social network you're watching it. So I have here a list of kindergartens and also interactive map of schools. It is colored, so with different languages, where you can, is it English speaking or French speaking or Russian speaking school to check and then to address to these contacts. And also, before you register your kid to school or kindergarten, you need to have a medical check. So these are also official leave from the city municipality where you could do it. So there are 3 public hospitals and also private clinics where you could get service for medical check for your children. So, and now actually my last thing to tell you, it is about activities and leisure in a city. So for this purpose, we have a city development agency, which is Go Vilnius. And right now I am in the very building of Go Vilnius. So I encourage you to check the website and because as we used to say, Vilnius is amazing wherever you think it is. And just you can check the website. You can have an information and look about the information how to about visit in Vilnius, do business and invest. And let's say it's yes, visit Vilnius. So we have different things like see and do, and some COVID information, eat and drink. So some restaurants recommended, but also we do have a Vilnius Bus. So you could also to have it. Wait, sorry, something's going on. Just a second, if I may, to switch back to my presentation, because I do not. So here it is. So I encourage you to check it. Also, great news for you that next year Vilnius will be celebrating its 700 years. So a lot of activities already started. So please again follow Go Vilnius and International House Vilnius to see what activities we have in the city and how the celebration is being prepared. And it is already started. Okay, so I just hear my colleague and let me. Edita May, please. Okay, I muted. So sorry for that. And then also, when you already arrived to Vilnius, please go and visit our tourism information centers. We used to have 3 of them, but now because of COVID, we have only 2 of them, but it's still working properly. And so we have one in the city center on the Piles Street 2 and one in an airport. So if you come in by plane, so it may be your first stop to go and to grab a lot of printed materials and just information from our colleagues. They are really super positive and fun and eager to help you. So you could just go to Tourism Information Center and to have all your help with adapting in Vilnius and exploring Vilnius. So what else? It is also important for me to tell you about International House Vilnius, and we are organizers of this event, but it is not only the one event we have. We are all the time, mostly each week, we have new events coming. So I also have a link for our website here. And please follow us in our Facebook, in our YouTube and LinkedIn to stay updated about all the events we have, because our main purpose is soft landing for you. So please be always welcome. If you need any help with the integration or if you need help with language learning or you need a friend, a local one, so please also let's stay in touch. But if you have a questions which is more hard ones like migration, tax payment, and employment and social insurance, and you also can come to International House Vilnius, which is in the city center in the city municipality building on Constitucijos Street 3. So, and to address your question to one of the organizations, and for different reasons you may have it. Also, my colleague already mentioned that Renkuosi Lietuva and Choose Lithuania institution also each Wednesday is in our office having a consultation day. So here, actually, it is a small screenshot from our website, and it shows you how to schedule a meeting. So if you go to the website in the very this above above our website in this head, let's say, you could schedule a meeting. When you press on it, you just pick what service you need, and then you just make an appointment, appoint a time, and then you come to that specific time and get a new service. And for sure, please follow us on our social media, and it is all from my side. And now we have even 30 minutes for your questions. And I see that we have already some of them answered. 17, my colleague is answering to you. And so we are really open to answer all of your questions, which is remaining. So thank you for your attention. Okay, I see in a Q&A, we can see your screen. I really hope that it was just one-time mistakes. It's like, not a big issue, but I hope everything was okay with my screen. Anyway, you will have it recorded. So if you let me, I would like to start answering your questions, and also to ask my colleague Agne to help me, and my colleague Edita, who is our angel, who's answered already a lot of your questions. So one of it, we have, how is the war between Russia and Ukraine affecting Lithuania? So it is not quite the topic or of our today's presentation, but for sure Lithuania is helping a lot to Ukrainians, and there are a lot of Ukrainians in Lithuania, more than 50,000, and around 20,000 of them are in Vilnius. So Vilnius is a really multicultural city, because there are a lot of national minorities, like Polish people from Belarus, and you can hear different languages, but now you also can hear Ukrainian language a lot. So yes, and I hope I answered your question. So let me check then the chat. So thank you a lot for all your comments. I hope it was useful for you. So we have a question regarding, I'm looking to relocate to Vilnius. What is required to obtain a TRB and how easy it is? So yes, we had the topic at the very beginning. I suppose you were late a bit, but still you will get a recording, so you can hear it again, all the information to check it. But answering it ahead, it is not that hard. You just need to have all your documentation, and to apply it to migration service. And it takes some time, but still it's not that hard. Okay, we have really nice question regarding pets. I will read it out loud. We are planning to relocate with our pets, one dog and one cat. Good for you. And we would like to get more information about restrictions and life in general with pets and bills. So there are not any restrictions, about pets in Vilnius. It is usual thing that you can walk with your pet anywhere. So for sure you need to clean it after the pet in the public spaces. But there are, not any restrictions. And in a lot of workplaces, you are allowed to take your pet at work, to have it at work. In Go Vilnius, we have even days when we can bring our pets to the office because it's always tuning up. So there are no any restrictions. The only concern that you may have is by looking for an apartment. It may be hard for you, maybe it may take more time to find for you an accommodation with a pet. But the restrictions, we feel like dogs and cats and turtles, and everyone, all type of pets. Okay, and now we have which courses you recommend. How can I apply for Lithuanian language courses? Okay, it is really nice question, and I see that we have two or more people who also like it and have the same in mind. So there are some options, let's say. First of all, there are some free courses. In International House Vilnius, time by time, we also have language courses, Lithuanian language courses, but it's like, you need to be really fast and to register. Because usually we have even waiting list for those who would like to learn the language. But still, you should, follow the information. Second is also courses from like Caritas, which is a charity organization, and also other organizations as well. If I'm not mistaken, I choose Lithuania. You also had some. So maybe you will have even more.
No, we do not offer Lithuanian language courses, but in general, we provide consultations regarding this topic. So really, there is a lot of possibilities in case you are searching. Of course, if you are interested in free language courses, in this case, possibilities are limited. As you mentioned, Jana, about Caritas. So yes, in this case, if you are legally in Lithuania, you can apply for, you can register and take these courses. But also there are many schools or language centers where you can search for such type of courses. So in general, to summarize, for example, usually one level of such course would be about 200 euros. And also, I can send you the list of schools, but you can choose how you prefer. If you prefer to study online or lively. So if you choose to study lively, so usually it's 2-3 times per week. One lesson is 2 hours, and it takes around 3 months or sometimes more to reach some kind of level. So just I suggest you just checking on the internet, because there are really many schools. So I think you can really find the most suitable option.
And what I also suggest, because I have a list of all the online courses, I will just send you, I will add it to my presentation. So I will just send you a list of all the schools, and I know that universities, if you're a student, so you always can, just address the same question to the university, and really often it is even for free for you to study, to learn the language. So there are a lot of opportunities, but the best one is to try it on. So while staying in the country, do not hesitate to speak. Do not be shy, and just try it and approach people. And it's always appreciated if you know at least a couple words or you're trying to learn the language. So now I see that we answered 24 questions, but also some questions in the chat we had. And I really thanks, a lot of thanks to my colleague Edita and to colleague Agne that you answered that. And I see that we have some useful answers, so I will also add it to the comment section in in a social network. You will see it next to the presentations. So we still have some time. If you have any questions, please address it and write us. So we still have 20 minutes more. What is the official languages of Lithuania? It's only one language, Lithuanian one. So, and most people talk in Lithuanian language, but for sure, as I told you before, there are some national minorities, a lot of national minorities in Vilnius especially, so people also can mix Polish and Belarusian language sometimes, you can hear it, and Russian language is also used, but yes, mostly it is Lithuanian language, and English a lot recently. So now I see 4 more questions. Okay, so I see that yeah, you would like to, Agni would like to answer about the COVID restrictions. So
Yes, so yeah, regarding COVID-19, so at this moment there are no COVID-19 related restrictions. So yeah, you can travel freely.
Okay, so thank you a lot for it. So next we have, can I get a remote job from other European countries? So if you do have your legal status in here. So let's say you're a student, yes, and you're a master student, so you're allowed to work like 40 hours, and you're working in some other European country. So yes, for sure you can do it, and you can open your individual activity, and you have to pay taxes in Lithuania. For sure you can do it. But if you are non-EU citizen and you would like to have your freelance, like work in some other European country and have just individual activity. So in this case, individual activity is not a reason to have your residency. So be careful with it. And first, we need to understand what is your legal status. But yes, actually, you can get your remote job. There are a lot of opportunities from companies. Okay, we have 3 more questions and still have time to answer it. So how about German language? If you mean to learn it, so mostly the best advice from my side would be to have it in university. So if you're a student, it's really easy for you. Just go to any, language faculty and then say that you would like to learn German language in English, let's say. But mostly courses from just private schools or regular schools for German language is in Lithuanian. So the best advice would be to apply to in university. So to learn German language in English. And if you are not a student, you still can write, but most probably you will pay or you will just pay more than a student. Maybe, Agne, can you answer regarding the pension collected in Sodra? May I ask you?
Yes, yes. So if I understood correctly, you are interested about pension fund. So in this case, if you are working in Lithuania and you are the participant of this pension fund, so in this case, no, it's not possible to take back the pension collected in Sodra. But in case I misunderstood the question, so please specify. Thank you.
Next one we have regarding weather so how cold can Vilnius get in winter? So it can be cold for sure. So it may be like -20, but it's more exception than the rule. But yes, there are actually snowy, nice winter, and I mean just regular European winter. I could not say it is that cold, like, in the like North Pole, but yeah, just regular winter weather. So you could survive. I mean, it's not that cold that you're freezing all the time, but it depends, what you perceive as being really cold. For me, it is okay, and I'm not Lithuanian, so um, just yeah, prepare your jacket. Okay, and then we have regarding the prices. So yes, for sure, Russian invasion to Ukraine impacted prices a lot, and not only in Lithuania, but in other countries as well. And the prices for rent, especially, yes, it is increased a lot. And because of there a lot of people coming and fleeing the war, but also people from Belarus relocating. So those are the main reasons why prices increased. And unfortunately, I'm not a real estate broker, so I cannot predict anything. But I'm not sure that this autumn it will be decreasing. So that is the main reasons. I hope I answered you. And yeah. We have really nice, it is not even a question, but a request from our anonymous attendee. So please make trolley buses faster. Okay, if you, there are like more old ones, trolley buses, but also new one. So just use new ones because it is still being renovated for sure. All the transportation system and so it is faster if you use a new one. So just track it and check it. But I'm not sure you know, but also in Lithuania, there are two types of public transportation. First is with a G, which is the fast ones. And second type is just regular. So if you are really in rush and you're living next to the G, so use it because it is fast. So it is fast bus, but not all of the trolley buses are. So we answered it, but still we have 10 more minutes. We could answer a couple more questions if you have, and I see you have. Okay, I will read it out loud. So are there any requirements when replacing the Korean driver license with the Lithuanian driver license? For example, must have the experience of living in South Korea for half a year or other. Do you remember I was talking about driver license, and we had an exception for Korea, for Republic of Korea. So it is for categories B1 and B2, if I'm not mistaken. You can just change it. So you don't need to pass any exams or theory or practice, but you still need to call to Regitra and to exchange it. But again, if you're driving just on permanent basis, so if you decided that you will stay here and you would like to register your car, so then you should call a regitra, explain the situation, and if you have your license category B1 or B2 or others, I need to check the slides. So then there is no need to pass an exam. But medical certificate, yes, you need to obtain. It's really nice that you're coming from South Korea to hear. It is a pleasure, and please be welcome in the International House Vilnius, all of you who's participating today. And if you need any service or advice. So we had one more question regarding Nigerian driver lesson, but I see that my colleague Regita answered that, so thank you a lot. And still, if it's anything not clear, please, you can also address your questions to us to social media, like in Facebook, you can drop the message to International House Vilnius, but also to the email, and come, just and see us face to face. And I see a comment, hope to see more of you. So yes, subscribe to our social media and to Renko Vasilievo social media, and visit our website, our workshops, our events. So yes, you will see us more frequently. So thank you. Okay, final suggestion. Next 2 minutes, if you have questions, you can drop it. And then in 2 minutes, we will just wrap it up. And if you have more individual questions and you need any consultation or some service, you can visit the website, write us to an email, or book an appointment. So last call. Oh, and we have 2 more. How do we get the recording? Really important questions, and it is a really important thing. And the good news is that I will upload it most probably tomorrow, and I will upload it to our YouTube. So stay tuned, and I will add all the presentations, also add list with language courses, and I will put it to a comment section. So please check the recording in our YouTube. I will send you it via email. So you will have it. And one more question, have you please rearrange this session on weekends? It is very useful. Actually, after you will have this workshop finished, the survey will pop up, and we ask you to provide your feedback on how you feeling about this workshop, if it's useful for you, and if you need more of them, or if you have any suggestions or questions, please drop it to the survey. Again, after I will finish this Zoom workshop, you will have a survey. So we have one of the questions, if the time is suitable for you, and if you would like to change it to some other time, or to have more information, or you would like us to include some other information, please answer it and drop it here. We will think if it's really better for you to have it on weekends. We will think about it. So we are still trying to figure out how to do it better. So and actually 2 minutes passed. I will also ask my colleague to stop recording from this time on.